Hey everyone, it's me again. I am making this video uh, because Beth has asked me to show you all how to make a shell border. I have my heart cake, my other order for a heart cake. I have it smoothed out and ready to go. How I smooth out my icing is I use a piece of parchment paper. I frost it, I smooth it out as much as I can with a handy dandy smoother. And, well, that's more of a scraper. If you go to look for it at the store, it's actually, I think it's considered a scraper, but I use these because these are what I used to use when I worked in the bakery. So they're very handy. I really love them. Of course, it's kind of, you've got to kind of get used to using them so you don't gouge sides of the cake and stuff like that. So it takes time, practice, just with anything. But to the task at hand, I am going to show you guys how to do a shell border. When you go to put your border on the cake, you want to start from the back of the cake and work your way around. Since this is heart cake, we're going to start by the top of the heart. Okay. Now let's see if I can swing this around to where I can show you guys what I'm doing. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to apply a little pressure. Okay. And point it towards the cake, like so. You apply a little pressure and then you're going to let go and pull down. I don't know if you can see that. It's not perfect on the end, which is fine because you're going to just cover that up with another shell. And so what you do is you go into the area where it's not perfect. Let me get this camera where it's supposed to be. All right, camera, work with me. Okay. So you get it to where it's not perfect. You press down one more time and you swoop again. And you just keep doing that. And when you go to pull, notice how I get closer to the cake. It's okay if you might gouge it a little bit. This takes a lot of practice. But you want to press it up on the cake. Give yourself, I'd say just a scooch room. I don't know if I can show you guys just a scooch of the room. Can you see it? Yes. Okay. Anyways. So just want to have a little bit of room to give room for your icing to kind of push towards the cake and then pull. And what you'll do is you'll just continue around the cake. I'm going to do this real quick for you and then I'll show you how to end it. And ending it is good to just show you an easy way to do it. Like I said, you want it in the back of the cake so it's not really noticeable. You go around your edge. Alrighty. I hope my phone doesn't die. It wants to, and my plug is underneath how my phone has to sit. So, alright. Oh, I didn't show you guys. Dang it. But this is how you end it. You're just going to kind of put a little dab at the end there. And that's kind of how you do a bottom shell border. Now let me show you how to do the top. The top border is a little different. You, of course, want to start in the back. Or, in this case, I'm going to start in the section that I know will be covered in the roses. So then you won't see it at all. So I am going to start. Whoa. You can tell I'm ever so graceful with this camera. But I'm going to start at the top and work my way around. So, see if I can get you guys situated here. What you do is you're going to hold it up like this. And the same way you do it on the sides, you're going to hold it ever so above it. And then push down into the cake. Pressure, release. Pressure, release. Now, like I said, it takes practice. I would recommend practicing on a piece of parchment paper, wax paper. I mean, you can even practice on just a piece of cake and just do it to it, whichever. But that is how you do the top border. So you're going to do the same thing wherever it's like kind of messed up, that end tail. You put your next shell and you pull down. And you do that around it. Now you want to get used to how much pressure you're going to do for the first shell, because you don't want your shells to be unproportionate. Good Lord, I cannot talk today. You want them to be proportionate. So be aware of how hard you're pressing your bag in your hand. And you want to make sure that when you hold the bag in your hand, now normally I would use a twist tie up here to keep it from, coming out and causing a mess, especially if I have a lot of cakes to do. But when you go to hold it in your hand, and this is what keep you from having carpal tunnel and having issues here after decorating for a while, you want to make sure you put just enough in your hand and then twist off the rest. This will keep you from pushing the bag too hard and your hands won't get as tired. So let me finish this up. And this one I'll actually show you guys how to stop it. And you want to stay on the edge. You don't want to go all the way to the edge. Let's see if I can show you guys. Stupid flap on my phone here. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. So when you go to do it, I'll wipe off this extra icing. Make my life a little easier. So when you go to do it, you guys see it? Yes. You want to do it like towards the edge, but not all the way on the edge. So like about right there, and then pull it down. So it's fairly simple. It's one of the easiest borders to learn. There are other borders you can learn, like there's a rope border you can do. There's other types of shell borders you can do. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but there's plenty of other borders you can learn. And if you ever take a cake decorating class, they'll teach you at least 3 or 4 different borders to kind of give you a little variety. But this is the shell border. Okay, so let me show you how to end this. As you guys can see, I am right at the end, which is going to be right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and I'm just going to go like that. And bam, that's how you end it. It's not perfect, as you can see, but it will be covered with flowers, so we don't have to worry about that so much. So I'd recommend, making sure that your end of your border is either under a decoration, back of your cake. That way it's more aesthetically pleasing. And yeah, that's really it. That's Shell Border 101 for you. If you guys have any questions, you want to know what I use, and oh yeah, this particular tip is 32, which you'll find out is like a very standard border tip. This is the best one for a shell to give you more of the shell look. You can use more of a star tip if you'd like, but it won't look as much of a shell. So that's really up to you. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this cake, and thank you guys for watching. And I hope that it gave you some insight. And if you have any questions, comment below, and I'll see you next video.